Okay. Revolutionary salutations. My name is Michael Kimble, and I'm a black gay anarchist being held captive by the state of Alabama for the murder of a white racist homophobe. I was sentenced to a life sentence and have served 40 years to date. I first became a black revolutionary nationalist and communist, but made the transition to anarchy after much reading, studying, and have been on that path ever since. Anarchy is the only philosophy that pushes real, true liberation of all life. I've done a ton of organizing around issues that affect prisoners, such as horrible living conditions, police brutality, and reentry. I've done a lot of stuff around history, teaching black history, and political education classes, cultural education classes. And the last few years, I've been dealing with queer resistance and defense of queer prisoners. Thank you, Love and Rage.
Oh. I grew up in rural Alabama until I was about 12 years old. And believe it or not, I lived anarchy as a child. I had no sense of rich and poor, of racism, any of this. Matter of fact, I hadn't even seen actual police until I was 12 years old. So that's the kind of life I lived until I was about 12, until I moved into the urban area, into the city. And basically, it was just a normal childhood. Even though when I was outside my community, I had people, ridicule me for being gay, But within in my neighborhood, in my community, I never had any problem. I was just Michael, but not G. My next to older brother was trans. That is passed now. But it was just Cleopatra. Never no problem. Until we go outside of our community. But I did a little organizing while I was on the street. I was part of a group called the Birmingham Tenant Organization. It was a youth organization that dealt with just peer education. And I came to prison, got out, and caught this case here. I came to prison the first time for a theft of an auto theft. And they just charged me with receiving stolen property because I had received it from somebody. And so once I've been in prison, I've done a lot of organizing, been part of a lot of different stuff. I was part of and found a member of NSA, which started off as a political hip-hop group, but turned into a full-fledged hardcore revolutionary nationalist group. But I became the only anarchist in it. And I did a lot of defense part of the Prison Action Committee. I was the chairman of the Prison Action Committee at Donaldson Correctional Facility from 1994 to 96. And what this was here, we on some hardcore stuff. That if a big brutalized someone in the prison, we was to retaliate, and it didn't matter what kid you was. And we lived by that. So what they did, they locked me up. Yeah, I did a lot of time in lockup because I won't work in prison. I got the Limestone prison. They sent me to the Limestone prison. Organized inner cell up there. September 11th happened. I started having problems. It's because of the way I seen September 11th. Not so much that the people that died in it, but the action itself. So I made some comments about it, and some officers, they assaulted me, and I fought back. I got a chance to get the baton, And we all went to the hospital, but they got me handcuffed. They broke both of my legs and both of my arms. Followed the ambulance to the hospital, got out the van, and while they were taking me into the emergency room, they stopped the gurney and just grabbed my leg, and one of them was a compound fracture, and just rubbed the bones together. And where they took me to Cullman, Alabama. That was a sundown town. This is where they took me to. And told me, say, nigga, you know you're fucked up, don't you, punk? And the only thing that saved me then was the doctor coming out the emergency room and told them they couldn't do that there. And what they did, they jumped back in the van and left. But I ended up getting a lot of time out of that. I got three different cases out of that, assault cases on correction officers. I got assault cases at the home on correction officers. I got an assault case at Donaldson. Got it on the correction officer. So my life in here has just been one of struggle. That's the only thing that gives me joy. That's the only thing that makes it sustaining me in here. Without that, I would have been dead. And all the support that the people giving me on the street, that's helping sustain me too. That inspires me. That excites me. That makes me want to do more. And recently was able to buy a van, purchase a van for prisoners visits. Been doing a lot of re-entry work lately, helping people find places to stay, finances, even automobiles to travel in, back and forth to work. So it's just been a lot of different stuff, I've been doing, So now I'm here. And this is supposed to be a level 2. I'm using you. It's supposed to be a level 2. I'm using you. Yes, this is a level 2. That's supposed to be what they consider an honor camp. But it's just a longer chain. There's nothing honorable about it. As a matter of fact, today, I went off today. I acted out today. I see what's been going on here since I've been here. You got guys working on squads and out in the so-called free world, making only $2 a day. They work 4 days a week. They make $8 a week, but they haven't been paid in over 2 months. And what they're doing, that's convict leases, which have been abolished. Slavery have been abolished, and this is what this is. They got guys working in free world at private business, private residences, doing work, and the only thing they're giving them out there is a meal because it's cheaper for them to get a prisoner to do it than to have somebody on the outside to do it. So now, this is one campaign we're working on now. Is to get these guys salaries. So you should be seeing stuff coming out on that. So